Today I'm going to talk to you about engagement analytics and what that means and why we focus so much on that. So this is an example. This is a relatively new site. It's not even a year old yet. And we have, so this is just for this week. This site has seen month over month growth because we focus a lot on the engagement analytics. So what does that mean? We focus on, here's what we focus on. We focus on the average session duration, which in this case is 1 minute and 15 seconds, which is pretty good. Normally this website sees durations of more than 2.5 minutes. This week is a little different. And bounce rate, again, this is kind of high for a bounce rate. Again, this site normally sees around 62%, which is even still a little high. Its bounce rate will change depending on industry, but for this site, it's normally around 62%. And on overall, they say bounce rates of 60% and lower are good. So bounce rate is what if you enter the website, what page you land on, whether it's a blog post, the home page, the about page, whatever it is. Do you leave the site from there, or do you navigate to another page from there? So if you stay on the site and navigate to another page, that is not a bounce. If you just leave the site altogether from the page you landed on, that is a bounce and will go towards your bounce rate. So and what this means is 78 out of 100 people left the site after visiting one page. 22 visit a second page. And normally the site again is around 62%. Average session duration, how long do they stay on the site while they're there? Users, these are pretty standard, pretty obvious explanations. So users, 85 users came to the site. 76 of them were new, have never been on the site before. That's based on IP address or cookies. So that is not a scientific number. If they were there, 6 months ago, the information might be different. Sessions, says 87 sessions, so it means 2 people came back a second time. Number of sessions per user is 1.02, so that ties in. And this is an engagement analytic. I came to the site, I left the site, there was something on the site that I liked, so I went back. There were 109 total page views. Again, that ties in with your bounce rate. So if I say 109 minus 87, that's 22. 22. So that makes sense with your bounce rate. And then 1.25 pages per session. So the visitors are visiting on average 1.25 pages per session. That's average. So every 4 users, one is visiting 2 pages. That's the short answer. Now, typically what we do is if it's a service business, they have a service area. So we'll break it up. We'll create, this view is for all traffic. We'll separate it into their regional area so that we know what their real traffic is, because you're going to get some traffic that's really not useful. And you'll be able to see, because your bounce rates and this website in particular, I did get a report that there was some unusual referral traffic from one site. So let's change this to month so you can see what I mean. And it's not really much. No, it didn't update. It did not update. I don't know if it's because I'm recording the screen, but it did not update. I'll go back to week. Yeah, this isn't refreshing like I wanted to. Yeah, I'm not getting the information I wanted. So let me pause and see if I can fix that. Okay, so now we have the view for the last 30 days. So as you can see, the average session duration for this particular website is 2.5 minutes exactly. Bounce rate is 62.39%. Visitors are visiting 1.52 pages per visit. So every 2 visitors, one of them is staying to visit a second page. A lot of good numbers here. A lot of things I like to see. Obviously, the higher the average session duration and the lower the bounce rate, the better. What does all that mean? It means that when they come to a page on your site, they're staying and they're reading the content. They're engaging with the content somehow, whether it's reading, which Google does pay attention to how long they stay on the site. This counts towards moving you up on the Google search page, search results page. They're watching. If you have videos, they're watching, and I highly suggest you have some video, at least some videos on your website. They're watching some or all the videos. They're going to another page. Maybe they're leaving a comment, and Google is able to see that information. So the return visits. So I have 269 users, of which 249 are new. So that means 20 users came back, and so that means that people are engaged with the site. And so this is the information we look for as we measure the success of the website, because this means we have people interested. Now, we can use this in any number of ways. We can retarget through advertising. Facebook Pixels is a great way. So 269 users in the last 39 days. Roughly, what does that work out to? About almost 10 users, 9 users a day. We can create a Facebook Pixel, add it to the website, create an ad on Facebook, and if they're on Facebook, they will see the ad, and that'll bring them back to the website. One of the biggest numbers behind marketing is you need 7 to 12 touches. I believe those are the numbers, 7 to 12 touches before you reach someone. So that's through, organic, through advertising, through maybe snail mail. There's all kinds of ways you can reach people: cold calling, visiting, networking. All of these things help to reach people, and they're all engagement. This particular site, what we do with the site is we create a lot of content. The site has a podcast attached to it. The site has a blog attached to it. There's a few videos throughout the site. This, by the way, this is not rooftopmarketinggroup.com. This is a client site. Rooftop Marketing, we create these videos and we add them. Of course, they're on YouTube, but we also add them to the website. There's a blog on Rooftop Marketing Group. So if we were to show you those analytics, you would see there's probably some engagement analytics there. So what we look at for engagement analytics are average session duration, how much time it is spending on the site, bounce rate, how many people leave without visiting a second page, the number of sessions, the number of new users versus users overall, so how many people come back, number of sessions per user, and pages per session. So you can see per user, every 4 users, one of them comes back. And so that means a lot in your marketing pipeline, your sales pipeline. Both of those are important to you. And of course, we're going to look at things like, how many people are local, if it is a local business, because that's important too. You don't want to get people from, I'm not sure what GB is, but Great Britain probably, and Denmark maybe. So we're not concerned with that traffic. If I'm a local business in Wisconsin, that's not going to help me, right? So we want local traffic, and this site has a podcast, so it's conceivable that we're reaching people all across the world. But we want local traffic for a local service business. We want to see low bounce rates, high average session duration, so we're providing valuable content to the people visiting the page. You want to see comments on blog posts that are on the site. Of course, you can't see that on Google Analytics, but you can visit the site and see that. You want to see pages per session and number of sessions per user. You want to see some returning users. Those are all the things that matter, that show Google that your website content is relevant, and that's what's going to move you up in the rankings. And so that's our primary focus with SEO. I call it engagement analytics. That is the primary focus of rooftopmarketinggroup.com, or Rooftop Marketing Group, that is. And that's our focus. Now, of course, we focus on all of the technical SEO stuff, because that is relevant to engagement analytics, so that, making sure that meta descriptions and schema markup are relevant to the content, and, image tags and all of that stuff. There's a bunch of technical SEO that goes into the engagement analytics that help your website get found on Google and other search engines. If you're not doing those things, it's less likely to be found. But the intent, the focus behind anything that we do is to reach people and engage with them, and that's where these numbers come in. Okay, and we're seeing this month, this website has seen month-over-month increases, because we have a steady flow of content that's relevant and engaging to the site visitors. So that's going to do it for this episode of Rooftop Marketing Group vlog. Check it out on YouTube, and we'll of course put it on a website, and we'll transcribe it as best we can. Until next time, everyone, have a great weekend. And if we don't record anything, I don't think we're going to get a chance to record anything before Christmas. Of course, everybody have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we look forward to serving all of you in the new year in 2020. Thanks, everyone.